Welcome everybody to All About Articulation, where we do a deeper dive into the articulation of some of your favorite action figures while glossing over things like sculpt, paint apps, character history, what else? Sculpt, paint apps, character accessories, because I suck at that, and there are already so many great reviews on YouTube who do that already, so I don't want to waste your time. This is the Mafex Venom figure. I forgot what they call it, the one number they gave it, something or other. That's the Mafex Spider-Man, and they numbered that 95. So this came out after that. So I'm assuming this is larger than 90, higher than 95. Whatever it is, you know what this is. Mafex only has released one Venom figure, so if you just do Google search, you'll know exactly which one I'm talking about. There were a lot of complaints about this Venom being that it's too short. As you can see here, this is the Hasbro Marvel Legends Venom that came out a couple years ago. They re-released it. It's the exact same figure. So, as you can tell, these two figures, they're both technically considered 1/12 scale, 6-inch figures, although they are not 6 inches. And obviously there's a huge difference between the two. These two are the Mafex line, and they look... The problem with that a lot of people had was that they're just too similar in size. Although, the counter argument to that has been, if you read the original comics and the original introduction of Eddie Brock and Venom, Eddie Brock was not this huge, hunkering, hulking villain to Spider-Man. He was actually more in line in terms of scale and in height. Peter Parker is listed at 5'10". I think that's his official height in the Marvel Comics. And Eddie Brock's like 6'2". So if you look at him next to each other, that's about the height difference between a guy who's 5'10" and 6'2", 6'3", right? 5'10", that's what, 4 inches? That's about 4 action figure inches, wouldn't you say? If you had to pick, maybe he could be a little bit taller, but I could live with it. If you're not the type of person who could, you want him more in Spider-Man Venom with the height differential like that, then you probably have to go with another brand. But this Mafex figure, he's not too big. I love this figure, mainly because, as the name of the channel may imply, I'm all about articulation. And as an artist, I need to pose my sort of models in more articulated poses and in more of an articulated fashion. So for my artwork, this Venom, when I put him into sort of scenarios with this Spider-Man, comes out looking great. And he's got more of a muscular build as opposed to a thinner, leaner build of this Spider-Man here. So he works out fine for me. So let's just do a quick height. Let me get him as tall as I possibly can, because I don't want to cheat. I don't want to rob anybody of even the slightest millimeter. So he is standing at a robust, if that's 6.5, I would say maybe just shy of, no, not just shy, maybe just a hair's width over 6.25. So let's call that 6 and 6.3, 6.4 inches, 6.3 inches. All right. His wingspan, as it were, goes from 0 to about 6.5. Okay. Neck articulation, it's a Mafex, it's an import, you know you're gonna get great articulation. I don't even know if I need to go over this, but I reviewed Spider-Man in a previous video. You want to check out that video in comparison to the articulation of this Venom, be my guest. But he can look all the way down, all the way up, do the wobble. He's got 2 points of articulation in the neck, one at the base of the head and one at the base of the clavicle / shoulder. So he's got 2 points here. You could isolate that and make him look up and down with just the head, or you could combine the top of the neck and the bottom of the neck to get a real deep and wide range of articulation with the head movement. That's great. Here's his hot tub pose, arms straight out. Go really up high. He's got a butterfly joint. It's not really a butterfly joint. It's just it's a ball peg joint. I don't know if you can see it in there, but it's a ball joint. But it allows for the range that mimics a butterfly joint. A butterfly joint is actually very, very unique. These are technically not butterfly joints; they're just ball joints. He's got 2 points of the way at the ab crunch. He's got the upper diaphragm and the lower waist, so he can get really knees straight. He can get really far down, as you can tell there. He can go really far, extend his back really far. Really far back. All right. Double jointed elbows, which is nothing new, nothing surprising, I should say, but he could get really far. He could scratch his own elbow. I mean, he could scratch his own shoulder, which is great. And he's got double jointed knees. He can almost kick his own butt. Well, actually, he can. If his foot wanted to stay on. There you go. He could do, can't really do that much of a split, but that's okay. He's Venom. I'm not expecting him to do crazy side splits. And he can do forward splits a little bit. He does have a dropping, the dropping hip joints, which is great. Allows for more articulation, a more wider range of articulation, I should say. You got to be a little bit careful with the feet. They do come out very easily. There's no sort of notch or any sort of a head that prevents the foot from just slipping out. So what I did was I put a little bit of a nail polish around the outside of the peg, so it creates a little bit more friction when I slide the foot in. And that seems to do the trick. Although it's not permanent. It's not gonna stay on forever, and you can still pull it off if you wanted to and switch feet. He comes with a lot of different pairs of feet. This are the magnetic feet that I just left in. He's got the multi-angle, multi-range ball joints for the wrist, so you can go up, down, left, right, 360 degrees, unencumbered. Yeah, not much else I can say. I mean, other than the fact that you're looking for... He is a bit pricey. He is a Mafex import. This guy, I got a pretty good deal. I think I got him for like $75, $80. He can run you probably anywhere up to 90 to 100 if you're not doing too much of a... I don't know, if you're not too picky with your price. But for articulation, as an artist, to get my figures into deep poses for battle or just dynamic posing for my purposes, he's a figure that I use as a model for a larger, hunkier type of a brutish guy. He's perfect. So if you're a Venom fan like me, he's probably one of my favorite villains, and you're an artist and you need somebody to act as a model for your artwork, and you could afford a couple of bucks more, as opposed to this Venom, which is Marvel Legends. MSRP is about $19.99, $20. You can get them for, at the aftermarket, if you buy them used, you can get them for maybe 10 to 15. I still like this figure. I know a lot of people don't like this guy because he's too big. He's his proportions are a little too awkward. He's got the god-awful cankles. I never minded it. I kind of like him. Probably still my favorite Venom, but this guy's a close second. Just because of his pose and his articulation, which he can hit just about every pose. So, for you artists out there who's looking for a bit of a bulkier physique model, he's definitely something you should look into. All right, that's it.